Welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Phelps. My co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris. Here we are again, episode 19 of Love Island Australia. And I have to say, where are we going to start today? Well, what was going on with Dom in that bed, Chris? Is he poking a hole in there or something?
If I'm feeling horny, Dave, I don't necessarily want to get my arse out.
Yeah.
That won't be the only thing I'm getting at. But I found that bizarre. I don't know whether you're expecting Millie to be completely turned on by that. I was like, this is bizarre. I mean, she was laughing more than anything. I don't know. Was he trying to be funny? I missed that joke completely. It was weird to see because I was like, oh, right, okay, yeah. Let's pull a Mooney.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think, Chris, because it's not normal behaviour, is it? I've never done that. You know, the only person I think who's come close is Austin Powers. You know, so when he used to dance around and wiggle his bum a bit and say, "Do I make you horny, baby?" You know,
Yeah.
that's the only other parallel I can bring. So I think he was like getting his arse out. Like I say, the guy's a dish, isn't he? He probably hasn't been in that situation before. He's not had a girlfriend, so he's never been in that situation where he's been in bed with a beautiful looking woman and nothing's going to happen. So, but yeah, it was odd to just get your arse out. So, like you say, Millie
That's
was
the best
just.
thing he's done.
I think it was the most entertaining, wasn't it? But I did
Yeah.
like Millie's reaction, and like I said to you yesterday, Chris, I think Millie's on form at the minute. Just I can't fault anything that she's done because she knew exactly what was going on. You know, she could tell he was really horny, but just wasn't having anything. You know, he's like, well, we've not even kissed yet, so what do you expect me to do? You know, so we all know what he was expecting her to do, but you know, she wasn't having any of it. So no, top marks to Millie there. She just did make me chuckle there.
Yeah, weird, very strange. Now, I'll tell you what, Dave. I'll tell you what I couldn't get my head round at all in this episode was Tayla. You know, they did this game, didn't you, where all the guys dressed up as ladies and stuff, and some were quite funny. And Josh was funny when he did his like dramatic fall and that, and some of them looked rather fetching, I've got to say. But Grant, a couple of times said he was going to apologise to Cassidy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
You know, even if it was a fake apology, he was just trying to sort of get him and Tayla back together, get that relationship back on track. You know, maybe Cassidy will, I don't know, well a little bit, and the sort of ice queen or melt or whatever. But he was trying, and Tayla was just having a pop at him, and then she's going, "You should be apologising to me." And I'm thinking, but he's done nothing wrong. Cassidy picked him; he didn't do anything. I just couldn't work that out.
You know what I was thinking in this whole thread, Chris, was, you know, sometimes us guys, we do need help. Because I'm looking at this situation and I can't really see what Grant's doing wrong. You know, she's digging him out because, you know, Cassidy should be apologising to her. That's how she feels. Not that she doesn't think that Grant should apologise to Cassidy for anything. Or, you know, if there was an apology, then it was done weeks ago. So it's done and dusted. So why the fuck are you, you know, apologising to her? And I kept trying to replay it and process it in my mind. And I'm thinking, if I'm in that situation, I think I'd need help as well. Tell me why you're pissed off. I'm just trying to smooth things over. Clearly, you know, for the last week, it's just been escalating and escalating. It's not healthy. It's a really toxic environment. If I do this one thing, I know you're pissed off, but if I do this one thing, it might be a ripple effect. It might help the next thing. So Cassidy may apologize to you after that. That's the way my mind would be thinking. But no, she was like, fucking having none of it. You know, he might as well have just shit in the bed or something. But, you know, so again, and he was saying, you know, I'm not the smartest bloke sometimes, so I do need help. And so he was kind of accepting that he was in the wrong there. And I'm thinking, I'm not saying I'm right at all, but in that situation, if he's done something wrong, then I'm in the same boat. I would need help. Tell me what I should be doing in that situation.
Yeah, I agree. I just thought it was ridiculous. And I like Tayla. I think she's been all right, but I don't get it. I just think it was a bit of jealousy. I don't think she liked the yoga game, did she? Because they did get close, and Grant seemed to smile a couple of times. And I was watching thinking, fuck me, mate, don't smile. Even if you're enjoying it, do not smile, because she had a face of thunder. I understand why. I'm with and support Taylor on that. However, it's like it was a game. There was nothing going on. It's not like they were trying to bend each other over and everything. It was more just a getting together. I mean, a perfect game, Dave, after you've just had all this drama in it. Let's be honest. They knew exactly what they were doing. But I didn't think it was that bad, to be honest.
I think you know what it is, Chris, and I'm sticking to. I don't think Grant was necessarily in the wrong. He was being the bigger person. He was making an apology, even if he didn't, even if it wasn't 100% sincere. He's trying to make peace, for the good of the all the relationships in the villa, because it's awkward as fuck, isn't it? When you've got the drama turned up to 11. But I think probably with Taylor, she's just been seething for quite some time now. So there's been no pressure valve at all. She's just been internalizing everything. She's got more and more wound up. So, you know, and she does feel like she's owed that apology from Cassidy. And I've got to tell you, I've seen no evidence that that's going to come. I don't think. I, without Grant doing that first act, to start with, Cassidy ain't going to apologize for anything. She doesn't think she's done anything wrong. She believes she's the victim in all of this, and so she's the virtuous one. But I can kind of appreciate why Taylor's just prickly, and not necessarily taking a nice calm step back and seeing the bigger picture. She's just really fucked off, Chris.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's like I say, if she genuinely is in the right and thinking clearly, then again, I stand by it. I would need help in guiding me. Okay, just tell me what you want me to do. Tell me what the right thing is, because clearly just all being grumpy with each other isn't really any good for anyone either.
No, I agree with that. And I think I'd said yesterday, we were sick of, or I was sick, certainly. I know you are sick of the Cassidy and calling her and everything, but I don't necessarily think today she did much wrong. The knives were out yesterday. It was done. That's it. You've just got to move on.
But
There's nothing you can do about it.
while we're on the Grant, Taylor, and Cassidy thing, though, did you not notice that Cassidy told Shelby it's fine if she picks Dom? You not
Oh,
pick up
I
on
didn't
that
pick
bit?
up on that. No,
She
no.
said it's fine if you pick Dom. Her and Millie are, not really a thing. So, in terms of sticking the knives into Grant and Taylor, it was a quieter episode for Cassidy. But I think she's still on that fucking nasty path. I mean, that's fucking
Just
horrible,
bottle
that,
that
isn't it?
up, won't
I mean,
it?
what a manipulative thing to say to Shelby.
Yeah, I know. I didn't pick up on that at all. Now you've said that, right? I'm taking it all back.
The old Phelps 180.
Yeah, the old classic Dave. Fuck it, yeah. I didn't even pick up on that
Yeah,
at all.
they didn't really make a big thing of it. It was just blink and you miss it kind of thing. But I was like,
Ah, right.
oh, and just because, like I say, I'd bought into the whole theory that Cassidy was this nice, sweet girl, and very nice, and she was hard done by, in that first week. But no, I'm definitely off the Cassidy train now. I think she's just on a real nasty streak. And so when she says something like that, my ears prick up, and it's like, oh, I don't believe. Did she really just say that?
Oh, well,
What am I
I'm
doing
taking it
with my
all back.
life?
Yeah, no, but I agree. I think we're taking that back because that's just not nice at all. If she's done that, Dave, I swear to you, and you know me, I'm usually right on the fucking drama, but I didn't even pick up on that at all.
Yeah. It was just before the recoupling. But I've got to ask you, Chris. So getting away from that. So Jackson and Shelby, we saw early in the episode again a bit of a development. She seems to go for the bikers. So Jackson's properly like playing up that aspect. But I don't know if Shelby's really that into Jackson or not. She certainly doesn't like being called darling or pussycat.
I don't think most women do, though, Dave. To be fair.
No, it's not the fucking 80s. Well, I don't get it. So I think Jackson comes across sometimes like a kid who's not had his riddling. He's
Yeah.
just so fucking hyper. And I just think unless he can find a girl that matches that hyperness, um, he's just going to annoy a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, and I think you're right because she'd sort of alluded that Dom was there again, and she'd mentioned it. And when she picked Jackson at the end, I was like, "That's not how this episode's played out." Because I think even Dom was quite surprised by it. One, he was like, "Oh right, okay." I don't think that was the plan, if that makes sense. I
Yeah.
thought she was going to pick Dom. I really did.
Yeah, I think so. But I think she just spent a bit more time. So she's only got like 24 hours, hasn't she? And then she has to make that first choice. So I think it's a matter of time before she'll switch her attentions to Dom.
Yeah, yeah, I think so as well. Seems a good girl, Dave. She was got involved in that game. It was a good, funny laugh, to be fair. But I mean, I didn't see much else, and I was glad we didn't have the Erin putting the needle in. She was a bit quieter today.
Yeah, yeah, no, for both her and Eden, they were a bit quieter, weren't they? I'd had a bit less camera time. I do, just before we move off Jackson and Shelby, though, I do have to call a bit of bullshit, Chris. So Jackson says he loves a bit of Macca's, which I assume is, Australian for McDonald's. We'd call it like Mackie D's, wouldn't we? So a bit
Yeah.
of Macca's. He eats it every day. What do you reckon to that?
Bullshit, Dave,
Yeah.
because I tell you now, that meal he was describing to her was about 5,000 calories. And I'm thinking, unless you're an Olympic athlete who eats about between 5 and 10,000 calories a day, you're not looking like that, Jackson, one fucking bit. Not a chance. And if he does look like that, his fucking cholesterol and his heart needs to be having a good fucking inspection by a doctor. She even said that to him. She said, "Oh my God, your arteries must be
You
fucked," you
you
know.
cannot you cannot have a body like that and do McDonald's every day. It's just
No.
absolute bullshit. So it's not just about calories, as you know, is it? It's about the type of calories you're getting and the amount of saturated fats you'd be having in that fucking thing that meal. Or it's not really a meal; it's multiple meals, isn't it? That he was describing. So it's just, I don't know. Is he just in his hyper state? Does he just talk absolute bollocks? Is he just does his mouth run away way before his brain engages? I don't know, but just again, it's another one of those where my ears pricked up, and it's like, oh, come on, fuck off.
I thought you were describing me then, Dave. You know me.
Well, yeah, well, that happens a little bit as well. But no, I think Jackson's got one over on you, to be honest with that.
Fucking telling you.
It's like eyes. It's like he's been, having a bit of the white stuff off the back of the toilet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. He's a good lad, but he has. I don't know if he's got like ADHD or something, but he's really high. And he even said that he's hyper, and he's just got uh, something different. He can't sit still. I don't think. However, Dave, he's got to sort that Barnet out. That fucking slick back haircut. It looked great when the face man had it in the A team in the 80s, but I know why he did it. And even Taylor made him get changed, didn't she? And dressed him a bit when he put the sleeveless like denim jacket
Yeah.
on to look a bit cooler. But he genuinely, and when he said about his Harley to her, I was like, oh, she's not going on the back of your bike, Jackson.
Yeah.
Please don't. It was proper cringe.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, the redressing that was for his date, wasn't it? The initial date, but yeah, no, like I said yesterday, he's definitely playing up the whole Sons of Anarchy thing. Someone said it to him once. He's modelled his look um, on, purely on Sons of Anarchy, and then on Jax, and then he's probably done quite well out of it. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it is probably what he's thinking. But I mean, what do you make to the whole? Well, actually, just before we get onto the recoupling, so the only other thing I just wanted to say, so Teddy got called out for his teeth, Chris.
Who said that? I didn't see
So
that.
I think Amelia and Shelby were talking, and then they called his teeth out. So I feel slightly vindicated in my less than magnanimous calling out yesterday. But anyway, we'll skirt on over that. So I just like to say, she seems not taken with Teddy, but if Teddy's going to have a connection with anyone, it'd be with her. They were going on about all these different, I can't even remember what they called it now, but anti kind of Western medicine, these more traditional therapies and things like that, and they seem to be speaking the same language. It's not one that I recognised, but there seemed to be a little bit of something there. So I think that might be one to watch for Teddy and Amelia.
Yeah, I do as well, Dave. So no, again, you're right. It was a bit more of a quieter episode, but there was enough bits of shit in there to keep us occupied. And I'm the same as what you said before we started recording, Dave. I just want to go and watch the next episode, and we've got to wait now. So it's just, I'd sort of like say I know bits that's going to happen and that, but even so, once I'm in this Love Island vortex, it just sucks me in. I fucking love it.
Yeah. I mean, what? So we get to the recoupling, don't we? And actually, I did feel sorry for Taylor. Depending on how that whole thing went, the whole recoupling went, she could have ended up vulnerable. And we've seen it a couple of times with Taylor and Grant, haven't we? Where it's got down to the last few, and they've both kind of been in tears because they thought they might be separated, but fucking hell, when it becomes obvious. So basically, Amelia picks Josh, doesn't she? So nice safe
Yeah.
option. I think she, has not ruled out Dom yet. Also, with Shelby picking Jackson, as we talked about before, I don't think she's ruled out Dom yet. But then when it becomes obvious that it's the it's the boy's choice, fucking Taylor is smiling from ear to ear, isn't she? She's like, Cassidy, you is fucked. So I do think that was quite funny. But I mean, first up, we get Dom, and he says some quite nice things about Millie. He says she's got the nicest eyes in the villa. At least I think that's what he said.
Yeah.
Um, um, so yeah, I mean, I still don't. I don't know if Dom is going to find anyone that matches his own ego, but yeah, I don't know. I was surprised that he picked the same girl, but I don't think that's a closed door to the two new girls, to be honest. What do you reckon to Dom and Millie?
I don't think Dom's going to go anywhere, Dave, with anybody at the moment. He just seems, I don't know, he's just there, isn't he? Like I said yesterday, he's like he's on fucking holiday. He's just sort of like bobbing along and just like, yeah, whatever. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I say, he's shown his arse to Millie. I don't know what he was hoping for her to do. I don't know how that was stimulated, but yeah, I don't see anything between them at all. And I don't think Millie likes him that much, Dave. I don't think they had a bit of a cuddle, but she
Yeah,
said she is. But I don't truly believe that she is, to be honest.
yeah. No, I don't think so either. And I don't think it's not so much that she couldn't feel it with Dom, so to speak, but I just don't. Just Dom does give off those vibes that he just doesn't give a shit, does he? He's probably
No,
in there for a bit of action, a few extra Instagram followers, and that's it.
yeah, I'm with you. I agree. I totally agree. I just think I think it's run its course for him. I do
Yeah,
really
yeah,
do,
yeah.
and that's after he's not been in for long.
No, and so up next, Eden and Erin. Now, it's I sort of got this feeling with Tommy and Molly May, Chris, back in UK Love Island Series 5,
Yeah,
that they've been together so long. Like, unless you count the drama with other people, there's not that much drama between them. So it just kind of makes them a bit boring, I think. So the fact, there's nothing happening there. Just logically, I'd say these look like the strongest couple there. And so, going to be clear winners. But I don't know. I just wonder if people are going to perceive them as being a bit boring now. What do you reckon?
now, Dave, it's going to be difficult for me to answer that whether they
Yeah.
go on to win
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I forget. I forget
no, no,
sometimes.
no. Don't be daft. Honestly, I when I'm doing this, and I don't want people thinking that when we're talking and doing the podcast that I'm bullshitting, and I'm like, oh, Chrissy's bollocks. He remembers it. I don't remember half of it. Honestly, I completely forgot about the Cassidy heel turn, basically, with Taylor and Grant. I totally forgot that. So there's loads, and I've said it loads of times. I'm not just saying it and playing it out because you don't know. There's stuff I want to talk to you about, but I can't until the end of the show, end of the series. However, there's loads. I don't remember. I don't know whether, like I'm saying stuff about Dom and that. I can't remember whether he's in now, he goes. You know what I mean? I don't know. Even with casting, I can't remember. So it's genuinely interesting how it's all playing out. It sort of comes back to me as I watch the episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so clearly Cassidy and Dom don't win then. So
What do you
moving
mean?
swiftly on. Well, if you don't remember, then they obviously don't win. So I know you've been doing your best not to spoil, but you have just let one slip there. So
Do you remember when you said about Jackson and said like he just talks shit or whatever they are, Dave? I should have just kept my mouth shut.
well,
Just proved
so
your point.
so moving on. So again, biggest smile, and I it felt heartwarming for me when Grant got to choose Tayla. Again, I know what happened in the past and stuff, but clearly there's a very strong connection between the two of them. She was definitely very concerned that she was going to end up having to leave the villa. And so it was nice when he got to pick her. So I thought that was good. Teddy, then, he picked Francoise at the end. I don't even recall them two having a conversation, but, yeah, whatever. Don't
Yeah.
really see that going anywhere. Which leaves Mac and Cassidy, Chris. And again, Tayla, I think she'd wound her neck in by this point, was just saying, just be classy, just don't rub it in. But inside, I reckon she must have been doing cartwheels when she sees Mac and Cassidy. And he's going to go down to the Australian boat, Chris.
Yeah, it is, Dave. It is. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. And
And
I'm saying fuck
we
all.
got to fucking wait till tomorrow, which is really annoying. So,
Yeah, it's the old classic, isn't it? What shows that off? Is it Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And there's another show, isn't there? And they go, "We'll see you after the break." You're like,
yeah,
you bastards,
yeah. So, I mean,
Oh,
I guess it depends how the public vote goes, or obviously went 2 years ago. But Cassidy, for me, she has to go. Just for she's had a go there. She's just toxic right now. She's not interested in really having a proper connection with someone, or she just spits a dummy out at the first sign. But in terms of the entertainment, Chris, and the drama, I think I'd choose Cassidy over Mac. I don't.
yeah,
Since Mac's come in, what has she actually
nothing,
done? So they're
nothing.
supposed to be voting for, who's more likely to find love. But I think if I'd have had a vote, I'd have been voting for who's going to give us the most entertainment and most
Yeah,
drama. So I'd be like, keep Cassidy in.
yeah, I'm with you. I'm totally with you on that. I agree. She's good entertainment. But Mac's done fuck all on toast, Dave. So
Yeah,
she needs to go. To be honest.
yeah, definitely.
So, guys, if you want to contact the show on Twitter and Instagram at cdrealitycast, if you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. And Dave, another episode under the bag. We'll be on episode 20
Yeah,
tomorrow. So things are ticking along. We're in the final stretch. And I hope everyone out there is enjoying it as much as we are, because I'm absolutely loving it. But as I've said at the start of this journey with Love Island Australia, please don't go on the official channels, because you've got so many people slating them for one, replaying it, and everyone's just telling you who wins. So if you can avoid it, like I've said to you, Dave, many times, just avoid it. It's the best thing to do, because it'll ruin it for you.
yeah. So hopefully, whenever we get back to doing kind of live or almost live reactions, we'll be back on Twitter. But I've just been trying to stay away from our channel. I go in there and I'll check our messages and stuff every now and then. But yeah, it's a weird, toxic place at the minute. But I guess everyone's stuck at home in lockdown, just getting angry, bouncing off the walls, aren't we? So
About everything, I think.
yeah. So. Yeah, but we'll be back. When the world returns to normal, we'll be back and doing it in real time again.
Exactly. Right, mate. Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, bye now.